single time it does look solid. And we can check some of the hero stats for Ogre. Ogre has not been defeated yet.
Yeah, it is 100% overall wins, one on Radiant, one on Dire. I mean, the stats don't lie. This is a really good hero. And in this lineup, offers a lot. You know, they'll be able to go after the Tombstone. They'll have Bloodlust ready. They can make sure that they're not dealing too horribly with that, but they've also given lockdown, damage over time. I like Ogre.
There's a lot of attack speed against Tombstone, definitely. You have Lina, you do have Ogre with the Bloodlust later on. And something also to point out, this lineup is very easy to play from side of BetBoom. Every single hero, they do have a stun, they do have ways of starting a fight. And also a good amount of team fight, plus on top of that, they do have damage reduction. You have Rum, you have both buff as well from the Kunkka, plus as well, you do have Gravity Well, which is a good amount of damage reduction coming out from Enigma. It starts with 9%. If you're in 500 AoE from Enigma, it's still like, it's really starting to add up. So if he also builds into something like a Crimson Guard on Enigma, it could be a lot of damage reduction, and Pure is in trouble. He plants the branch, but Boom and Ahri are gonna chase him down.
Yeah, getting this kill out of the Lina, this is definitely a duo that can surprisingly get kills. You start with a Tombstone, you've got a couple of decays, Bramble Maze, Shadow Realm Strike does hurt early on. And Miero also struggling, and Na'Vi continuing to show their lane prowess, which they've done really well throughout the event so far. I know they lost yesterday, and it ended up being a late game kind of comeback for Spirit, but their lanes have looked good. They have had advantages in every game.
They definitely did. And this First Blood, it is the power of Ogre level 1, which does absolutely nothing. Tries to soak up some of the damage, doesn't have a spell with Learning Curve. But once he hits that level 2, now you have 2 points in Ignite, 1 point in Fire Blast. Oh, Ahri's in trouble. He's very dead here.
Yeah, Pure's going to be able to help out Kataomi, and Pure's the one who gets credit for it. But you've got the Ogre, who does have that Learning Curve, and when you hit that level 2 and have 2 in the Ignite, you cannot be that far forward like that. This will help out Pure. I mean, we have seen so many dominant performances from this guy. One of the best carries. I mean, this is going to be a fun game with him on the Lina. But the counterpart of the Ursa, how do you feel about just specifically Lina to Ursa in a carry-to-carry?
Lina doesn't like to play into this matchup. Anything that can get on top of her, but they don't have that many heroes. You have Pangolier, Lina also builds into Hurricane Pike, so this time around Ursa, I don't think he can allow himself to get something like a Nullifier. It's gonna need to be a Basher after he gets, you know, his standard items. Boom is in trouble.
Yeah, they're trying to also
Gets another decay.
Lotus, and they get Kataomi, and they also go into the Shadow Realm. They'll throw a strike over onto Pure, but they can't be too far forward. Pure does hit pretty hard. Lotus is on Ahri, at least for the moment. Pass that over to Boom, make sure his lane's a little bit better. Fiddlebon's onto these Eidolons, as well as onto the Ringmaster. We're not seeing a lot of Ringmaster.
No, the hero did get nerfed. It was pretty much the most contested hero in the last couple of months for a good reason. And also not the standard pairing when you're playing the Enigma with. You do have stun, you do have slow, it's a lot of damage. This is something that Ursa doesn't like to play into, Enigma plus pretty much whatever, but Ursa needs some kind of a help, and with Warlock in the lane, this is going to be his way of stabilizing the lane, providing him with extra HP, and also allows him to stick onto the target. Once you get the boots, we also didn't talk too much about the mid matchup. This is a very good matchup for Kunkka, as we're seeing already. Kaori is going to die in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Eidolons are what get the finishing blow, and now Yuragi actually taking a lot of damage here from Save, who is just in on this. He's got himself an Impalement Arts in 4 seconds. Yuragi's got to be a little bit careful about where he positions, because that
Save is chasing. He has enough mana for both spells, actually, if he pops the stick.
Yuragi gets over to the trees, comes back over towards the lane, and now with that Shadow Word, things will end up being a little bit different. They did drop the Tombstone over in the top lane. They're still looking for the Tame the Beast. That lands with the Eidolons doing damage. But it's just not enough with the Shadow Word that finally wears out.
Kaori did bring Ursa's boots, so that also did save him, plus the healing cell. It's going to go back to full HP. Doesn't have much mana to work with. Kataomi gets a very good Ignite on both of the heroes. That's a level 2 Ignite.
Now he's also got a level in that Bloodlust too, who'll be throwing that on a Pure if they want to go for a couple of these kills. They know Tombstone's on cooldown. It was dropped a second ago. I believe Pure might have actually even killed it. He's got a good chunk of gold. Another Ignite onto Ahri, but it's not landing on a Boom, who... He's got himself those Infuse Raindrops. He should feel relatively safe. Especially constantly landing these decays. He's stolen himself 12 strength at the moment. He's working with 1100 health. And the Torrent, tame the beast. Oh, the damage on a copy. Save. Rips the shell off that
very well done. And he might stick around, actually. He might stick around, but looking at the top lane. Boom, getting another one. Involved in all 3 kills. Level 5 Undying. That's going to have Ceaseless Surge off cooldown in 30 seconds.
Could definitely look to play more aggressive when you got Ceaseless Surge available, but Kethomi is Fatal bonded up, and the upheaval slowing him down. Boom should be able to run this up and has the decay. Kaori ends up getting the kill, but Boom helping out with another one, still involved in every kill for the side of Na'Vi.
Kaori also came. He wants a charge on his Black Grimoire. Leaving Ursa alone in the bottom, which is not ideal. You're playing with the Catapult Wave and 6 Eidolons in the bottom. So this is going to be pretty much a tower if they decide to commit in the bottom lane. Ursa might need to come and get some help. But now we're seeing save. He TP'd into the Bramble Maze and another Tombstone killed.
Yeah, 350 gold there for Pure. Ahri sticks within the trees and throws down that ob, so knew exactly where Save was going to kind of avoid the vision.
I'm not sure if this is the trade that they wanted outside of Na'Vi, losing this bottom tower, playing with the Catapult again. And this is going to be a good timing on Helm of the Dominator. Your Ursa is going to be having his lane pushed in, so he's not going to feel threatened coming through these twin gate rotations, maybe TPing to tier 1 tower.
Tame the beast
this is
again.
A kill. Big kill of
and
he's going to respawn immediately.
Yeah, he'll be back into the fight. He can TP over top, but look at the damage immediately onto Pure. Copy makes the rotation, and they're able to get another kill onto the Lina. They might even get another one here onto the Ogre. There's not really much of a spot for him to go. He actually went near the wall of the Roche Pit, hoping that Rolling Thunder might pop him over and he could survive. But unfortunately it ends, and Copy just kills him anyway.
Still yet to see GPK involved. Kunkka as a like mid carry, this hero farms extremely fast. Once you get to level 7, 4 points in Tidebringer, you kind of don't want to be joining too many fights because you can farm 2 camps pretty much at the same time. With your cleave, the AoE is big enough. Oh, he's in trouble again.
Pure once more. Tombstone Chaotic Offering, where do you even go if you're Pure? The answer is into another respawn timer, and Pure has died 4 times in 8 minutes.
Still third on CS chart, but at the bottom of net worth at the moment. We'll need to recover in the jungle. Lina definitely can do it. This is the hero that farms pretty quickly. But they're also putting a lot of pressure onto this mid tower. Miero is coming with the dominated creep and Eidolons. Black hole available.
Definitely a little surprising. Lina's still ahead of the Ursa, despite the fact that Lina's died 4 times and Ursa is 0-0-0.